In 1990, Sega delivered their take on the popular Disney staple Mickey Mouse. Castle of Illusion was a great looking and playing title that sort of came out of nowhere and really gave fans something different to play among the typical arcade style offerings for the platform. Sega CS had done the development honors, and with their first effort going so well, most of the team was reassembled to tackle another Disney favorite, Donald Duck. This new project was finished up and released at the end of 1991. Instead of making the same exact game all over again, they mixed things up and made it longer, just as nice looking, and even deepened the gameplay a bit. Most game magazines at the time were quite taken with it, with the vast majority of them scoring the game as high or higher than Castle of Illusion. In this episode, we will be taking a look at Quackshot, answer whether or not it's as good as its legacy implies, and discuss if this was Sega's best Disney title. I hope you guys enjoy my review of Quackshot for the Sega Genesis. The story here starts out about as simple as it gets. Donald Duck finds an old treasure map, some bad guys spy on him, and boom, the adventure begins. While Castle of Illusion was a straightforward action platformer, Quackshot has a touch of choice in how you tackle the stages. When it first starts, you have a choice of 3 areas to begin. The thing is, you can't progress unless you have exactly what you need, meaning that you'll be replaying all of these areas multiple times before you know the proper order. When met with a dead end you can't overcome, you can call your plane to pick you up and take you back to the main map. Exploring each area and procuring its items is the core of this experience. Donald starts out with just a simple plunger weapon that can only temporarily stun enemies, and a popcorn shooter that has very limited ammo. You soon find upgrades that give you more stopping power and even allow you to get to higher ground. Some weapons can even break down walls for you. Donald can also collect chili peppers that grant invincibility for a short time. As you gain items and explore more, new areas open up, 9 distinct locations in total. Most of the stage layouts are designed to be platform heavy and rely on using your items quite a bit. Every so often you are met with a new challenge beyond simple platforming, however, which tend to be much more difficult thanks to a ton of insta-deaths. Donald can run and jump of course, but he can also slide that can quickly get you out of danger, closer to an enemy, or navigate tight areas in certain stages. There is a fair bit of backtracking to be done as well, with flagpoles marking not just checkpoints, but also pickup areas to return back to the main map. Finally, this adventure doesn't just concern Donald, as you'll soon meet a number of different Disney characters along the way. Japanese-made Sega games always took great advantage of the Genesis hardware. Quackshot is one nice-looking piece of software itself. Donald is animated extremely well for such a small cartridge, and the 9 stages are varied with a great mix of sub-levels to really make the game seem huge. There are multiple layers of parallax scrolling on many of the stages, and the art direction is nothing short of faithful and well done. Just watching Donald run and jump around in this world is happiness in digital form, and the color use remains one of the most impressive on the hardware. Rarely does dithering impact the image quality, even on a modern display. For a 64-color system, that's saying something. Sprites are large too, yet there is little in the way of slowdown or flicker to mar the overall excellent presentation. This team made Castle of Illusion a beauty, but I honestly feel they outdid themselves here. No doubt about it, Quackshot is a visually impressive title that successfully demonstrated that Sega CS's initial Disney outing was much more than a fluke, and they were capable of some great things to come. As much as I like to sing this game's praises, there is one area where I feel it's really weak, and that's the sound and music department. While I enjoyed the stuff in Castle of Illusion and felt it fit that game extremely well, the stuff here is much less impressive, with some of it bordering on outright terrible. You can't turn the volume up without suffering some pretty abrasive audio. Even the most simple sound effect like Donald taking damage is unappealing. The Japanese arm of Sega's empire usually did some pretty memorable work with the audio on the Genesis, but here they really dropped the ball. I know some of you love it, but I honestly think most of this is completely forgettable. Aside from the audio in Quackshot, this is a bona fide Sega Genesis classic through and through. Sega CS took what they had learned with Castle of Illusion, deepened the entire design start to finish, and created one hell of a nice looking and playing experience. The inclusion of weapons and items that need to be found to get deeper in each stage and open up new paths really adds to the replay value and enjoyment. It has a quality that even Castle of Illusion lacked, and that's no small thing. The negatives are few and far between, but they are here. While Donald plays great for the most part, his jump is a bit awkward and takes some getting used to. Because of the platform-heavy nature of the stage design, this can mean some pretty frustrating deaths until you get a feel for it. In fact, the difficulty level overall is ratcheted up over Castle of Illusion quite a bit. Whereas that was rather easy, Quackshot is no joke at certain points. Enemies are far more aggressive and the stage layouts are basically designed to punish you the first few times through. Practice and memorization will alleviate most of this challenge, but it's there until you find the way. This can make Quackshot a hard one to get your kids to play. My daughter much prefers Castle of Illusion because of the more laid-back elements. The enemies in Quackshot shoot back, drop stuff on your head, and the bottomless pits are everywhere, frustrating her quickly. She was also not a fan of the backtracking that pops up here and there. I think that right there is what separates the people that do and don't like this game. If you're looking for a bit more challenge and like stage design that is open-ended, Quackshot is for you. Fans of more linear action titles may want to look elsewhere. While there were many Disney-related games on the Genesis, there were only 3 that Sega actually developed in-house. Castle of Illusion was the first, Quackshot here was the second, and World of Illusion was the last. This trio of games set a standard of excellence that other companies had a tough time following. Frankly, Disney games took a nosedive in quality once Sega was out of the picture. A few of them were solid, but I feel overall nothing came close to Sega's trifecta of Disney goodness. Of the Sega-developed games, Quackshot definitely holds its own. It's deeper and more challenging than Castle of Illusion, and looks just as good. Its only real weakness is its sound, which I didn't care for at all. Outside of that, this is an excellent 16-bit adventure guaranteed to give you hours of enjoyment. Over the years, I feel this one has lost a bit of its standing in the community, however. Perhaps due to the waning popularity of the main character, or perhaps the endearing legacy of the Illusion series, Quackshot isn't quite as highly regarded as you'd think it should be. I looked up a number of popular YouTubers and websites to consult their Genesis videos, and rarely will you see this game in a top 10 or even close. I find that disappointing considering its quality. Quackshot deserves more respect and attention for being a well-designed game that should appeal to a great many of you. If you haven't given this one a try before, I highly recommend that you do. This is top 20 stuff and one of Sega's better 16-bit games. I'm Sega Lord X. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.